what I was shocked by was like nobody's spending any money on this side of the tracks, and I didn't know why. You know, because
I knew why. I lived here.
Yeah, you lived here. Well, yeah, and I was like, well, why don't we start doing stuff down here? And there's already people thinking about that and doing stuff, but in a small way. And I've been working on this one for about 4 years. We opened in August of 2018. This was an old hardware store. My brother David had already opened 2 breweries in Spain and said he wanted to move back here. The thing you look for to open a brewery is an old building that can handle the tanks and everything you need to handle, because we want a modern looking inside with a historic outside, kind of with a facelift.
So were you a craft beer fan before your brother came over?
Yeah, oh yeah. I got into craft beer a long time ago. I was into craft beer in the late 80s, early 90s, when it was the dawn of it. And I used to
What were you drinking back in the 80s?
Well, with Great Lakes Brewing. Are you familiar with them?
Yeah, we're familiar.
We in here. No, we in here. We always manage to find our way into every conversation.
They're a great brewery. I didn't know they were open that long. Man.
Oh yeah, they opened I think in '88 around there. So I've really been a big fan of microbrew beer. I mean, once you have good beer, why would you go back?
That's actually why haven't we had that phrase on this? We gotta have that. We're gonna borrow that. We'll give you credit. We'll give you credit.
Once you have good beer, why go back? How many barrels are you brewing on over there?
It's a 15-barrel brew house.
So are there any like Spanish influences in the beer, like when you guys are like thinking of styles or anything like that?
Spanish beer isn't really, I don't say it's a thing, but it's just not like, you know, where beer comes from typically. You know, you think of Germany and England, you know. But he's trying to do a broad variety, but he's staying traditional to the styles. He's not doing these kind of chocolate peanut butter beers and stuff like that.
So I would imagine then you're focused on the pairings and how like the food and the beer go together.
Exactly. My brother David is the one who put the menu together. So he's not only just the brewmaster, which I think he does excellent beers. I mean, they're unique. But we wanted to make it Spanish themed or Western Mediterranean, which is kind of Italy and Spain. Yeah, the empanada and the croqueta. Croquetas are really big in Spain as a drinking food.
So what's a porchetta? I'm gonna eat one of these.
It's a croqueta.
Hold on, I'm about to be
Croqueta.
sophisticated. See, he's not even sophisticated.
You want fork and knife it?
I'm a fork and knife.
It's clearly a hand food.
Now, hold on, let me impress the people. He just told that hell of a swag story. I'm not gonna hand food his stuff.
You can't even.
Don't worry about what I'm doing. I'm trying to get my hold on.
So what is in this?
So it's a bechamel. It's like a French flour that they whip with milk.
Ooh,
and,
look at that goo.
Yeah.
That is.
And it's got
Look at
little
that.
cheese inside. You can do different things. We do some with like a butternut squash. We do some with chicken sometimes. We mix it up from time to time with different ingredients. But yeah, isn't that good?
No, yeah.
That is soft as hell in the middle, yo.
Yeah, it's delicious, man. That is really good.
And it's great with a beer. You know, that's the whole idea.
What type of beer do you pair with this?
Well, this is our IPA. One of them. It's a yuzu fruit.
I just had that.
You just had that, and it's very popular right now in Pittsburgh. People love that beer. This is a porter. They just put this on draft a little while ago. It's a little stronger. Chocolate and espresso notes in the beer. That's what this is, you know, the porter. And this one here is our double IPA, the Duende, in a smaller glass because it's pretty strong.
Yeah, typically when they bear that down, you know there's a little bit of danger in that motherfucker. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You'd be like, all right, that's a sipper. I'm about to chug this one.
Yeah.
Set the tone.
Yeah.
That's that classic.
Yeah.
You know, I come in and I have me a nice little blazer on, got my cufflinks out like a goblin.
When you get down, you get the little swirl.
Oh, you got the gimlet?
Yeah,
oh, man, with a
swirl.
cigar? So you got that with a cigar out in the courtyard?
Yeah, that's a good cigar beer. This is a great cigar beer too.
Ooh, see, I like a good stout and like a brown ale.
Yeah.
With a cigar, because it opens up a lot of that chocolatey, leathery notes that's in that the tobacco and whatnot.
His hands are too long to drink it like the goblin, because his fingers come all the way to the top of the glass. Yeah, I like that.
Wow, that is malty. Like, yeah, usually a double IPA is like extra hoppy, and the malt kind of gets lost a bit. But like I like how you kept that. It's almost like a malt liquor, but like better.
This is a 9.
9%. Yeah. Yeah.
You know what though? Okay, now that I know it's a 9, it makes sense. It's almost stoutish, like in the field.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, it'll warm up. It'll warm your shit up.
It'll get in you.
It's a great winter beer.
Yeah.
Very good winter beer.
Is that a stage out there?
Yeah. Yeah, we have a live music venue. That was a big deal for us.
Yes. So I'm looking at the list. So you guys do live performances how often?
3 to 4 nights a week. Like if you know who Roger Humphreys is, famous drummer in Pittsburgh, jazz drummer, he's here every Thursday.
Oh, so he's got a residency here.
Yeah, he does. And then on Wednesdays, every other Wednesday, we do a cigar night outside.
Oh shit, that's swag as hell.
Yeah, $30. You got 3-course meal with 3 different beers and a cigar at the end.
We need to isolate that out there. People need to know about that.
Yeah.
I didn't know you had a cigar night out there.
Yeah, just saying every other Wednesday. And then we have kind of more like rock and stuff on the weekends. We also, every other Wednesday when we're not doing cigar night, we have open mic night. We got a host band, the Ed and Sparks Trio. They've been awesome to work with, and I fit in with them.
What do you play?
I play electric guitar.
Guitar? Oh shit!
So you made like a little playground for yourself.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. It's one of the most complicated parts in a way because there's a lot of variables with running a live venue. You know.
Yeah, like the bus driving by.
Yeah, or the trains go by. They're loud as hell.
Oh yeah, you do have the train right there.
Yeah.
And you got the people getting off the bus who may have a domestic dispute. You got to hear that in the middle of
Haven't heard that yet, but. Yeah.
Oh, it's happening. So you're like a Renaissance man.
Yeah, kind of, I guess. You know,
when do you sleep?
I don't. I don't. That's a good question.
In the back of the. He sleeps in the back.
I got a day job. This is my night job. It's a lot of work.
Day job is you got a day job. You're a guitarist.
Yeah, we do affordable housing. We do a lot of affordable housing. I first did a project down here about 4 years ago. We built the first affordable housing. It's been built here in like 50 years. We're converting old neighborhoods and trying to rejuvenate them. You know.
Is that what brought you to Pittsburgh from Akron? Like, how'd you get out of Akron? Because that's
well, my dad was doing work here already. He started the company, and I was living out in Portland, Oregon. And he said, "I need your help." He was getting older, and he goes, "I want you to move to Pittsburgh. It's a great city with a lot of opportunity to refurbish old buildings." And so I came here in 2004.
I just moved to Pittsburgh about a year ago. I'm from Louisville, Kentucky.
Were you drinking like craft beer before? You was interested? Like,
it seemed like fun. I liked beer. I lived in New Orleans at the time, and it was a very liquor-centric city, and I liked beer, and the beer I could get really didn't appeal to me that much, but I started to learn about craft beer, and you couldn't buy it as easily. It just wasn't available as the way it is today, so we made it simply because we couldn't get it. And when I moved to Pittsburgh, this was a wonderful opportunity to work here, work on a great system, make traditional styles, and there was a bowling alley. So that just seemed like a win-win.
Good selling point.
Yeah.
How does that feel? Like you're brewing back here, but everyone's eating and enjoying your product right outside. Like,
I think they think I'm having a lot more fun than I am. I think they look in here and think this is living the dream, and I'm thinking to myself like I just need to get done so I can go have a beer. But yeah, it's we get to make beer, and that's not a terrible day to spend at work. Yeah.
Tell us about this Kolsch. It is pretty delicious.
Yeah, Kolsch, this is our main flagship beer. So the style is a light German ale. So it mimics a lot of the conditions we see in Pilsners and our typical, what we consider to be just light beer. The biggest difference is that because it's an ale, it can ferment a little bit faster and we can turn it over a little bit quicker. But typically this beer was produced as a working man's beer. This would be a beer you drink all day long for nutrition, but it's super refreshing to just sit on the patio. Absolutely.
Hear that, ladies? Yeah. We drink for nutrition.
Yeah.
We don't drink just to get drunk. I'm getting stronger doing this shit.
Put hair on your chest, that's right. Tell the ladies that.
I don't like that because I be having shaved hair on my chest. On the anniversary, I try to be super sexy.
Come on, man. You cannot on the first episode admit that you be shaving hair off your chest, man.
I drink Kolsch, damn it. I'm very masculine.
It's the first episode. Wait until like the 13th or something. Wait until we get
episode 13, we really gonna get into it.
Season 2, we can talk about your chest hair.
I'll start talking about
your waxing.
How I manscape.
What is your favorite style that you brewed so far?
I really love our lagers, our German traditional styles. We have the Levine lager, which is named after the building the business that was here, Levine Hardware Store, and it's just really to me it's like a liquid bread kind of beer. Nothing added to it other than just the flavors that you're getting directly from the main ingredients.
It seems like the industry is going back. It seems like it's coming full circle. Like it started out with the pilsners and the lagers. And then it got crazy hop, and I mean everything was double and triple, and
Yeah,
like.
I think you try to push the limits as far as you can, and then at a certain point, we're going to come back to what was people were making 10,000 years ago. I mean, what was beer when beer became beer?
That made it the popular thing. That was like, I mean, IPAs didn't get it popping.
Right.
Lagers got it popping.
Yeah, that's right, and that's what everything pushed civilization ahead. And so now we're at this stage.
Civilization ahead.
Beer and civilization walk hand in hand. You cannot tell the story of beer without telling the story of civilization.
Yeah.
Everything, every step of the way of when we transferred from being nomadic people to being settlers and having farmland and just using the land for what it provided. That all started with beer. It's all because of beer.
We ain't moving here unless we can motherfucking grow some hops out this bitch.
Well, I mean, on a more basic level, every time I do something well, I'm gonna go have a drink.
Yeah.
So you gotta have a drink after
get through.
You get that 13th colony, you gotta. We just founded that 13th, fam. It's like a Ciroc commercial, but it's all beer.
You're out here Mongolians conquering shit. You'd be like, all right, man, let me take this helmet off and have a.
Let me take this helmet off. That's crazy. They used to get crazy and pour the beer in the helmet. And just drink with the Vikings with the two horns.
True.
Like, oh, that was.
We'll fucking hop off his mammoth and shit, like. Just hop down, like, yo, watch my mammoth while I had his beer.
No, he's celebrating. You get a mammoth something, like, yo. What about Homestead attracted you to this community?
I think it's because it's so close to Pittsburgh, Squirrel Hill. There's like this stabilized neighborhood. It's like, why don't we pull some of the people down here to spend money and, it's unique. It's kind of like a little South Side,
Okay.
If the buildings and the way everything looks, it's just, we need to get more stores and restaurants and things like that down here. And I think it could be vibrant again and be a community that's like, that's beneficial to everyone. That's why we started off with the affordable housing, because the big thing now is people are talking about gentrification, kicking out the people who are living here.
So you're really affecting Homestead just on the overall. You got housing, you got the craft industry coming in, and then you're not just, this is a unique concept. So you have the concert space, the cigar space, and then you have the bowling alley, which really separates you. So how did that come into play?
When we looked into buying this building, the bowling alley owner was just he rented here. He owned the bowling business and the lanes up there, and you can't really move a bowling alley, So he was like, he wanted to retire, and he owned a liquor license. So if you notice, we have.
Shit,
man, he was sitting
on
on
a bowling
something.
alley and a liquor license.
Yeah.
You got a liquor license.
You have to with a bowling alley. That's where you're making money, right? You don't make it off the bowling.
No.
Yeah.
And it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Ooh. You guys got like leagues and things like that going on now?
Yeah, we had leagues. That's what was here for years. They had leagues of these older gentlemen who were used to coming up here for like 30 years. It was all boarded up when we bought the place. And there was no windows in here at all. It was all plywood and.
Yeah.
Wait, so was the alley operational?
It was. Yeah, it was. We redid from here back. It was all redone. New bathrooms.
You got to be, that's a crazy league to be having a boarded up window behind you.
Yeah.
That's a tough league to win. You don't get a trophy, you just get a text. Congratulations with a Bitmoji.
Can you make money in Pittsburgh without liquor?
You really need alcohol.
Every form of entertainment is around liquor. Even the strip clubs. I don't think a strip club would be a strip club unless it had some liquor in there. You know what I mean?
I think it might still be a strip club.
It would be a very toned down strip club. It'd be like if you sober in that bitch the whole time, then you start to think about your bills
you get
and
practical.
shit. Yeah, you get
You get practical. Man, you got change for a 20? That'd be the name of my strip club. It's change for a 20. Craft beer strip club. There we go. That's my business. I'm claiming it. I'm claiming it.
What?
I'm claiming it. And I'm naming all my beers after the strippers. And don't nobody try to take my idea. It's gonna be
a good idea.
It's gonna be smack.
You gotta have a nipple milk on there.
Nipple milk.
Nipple
okay.
milk.
All right. I'll let you. You'll do a collaboration. So what was the first beer you ever brewed?
The first beer I ever brewed, I was in college, and it was a robust porter. And I messed up my kitchen because I blew it up all over the place.
You had a kitchen in college?
I had a kitchen in college.
Wow, that is.
You was brewing
I had
in
it.
college?
No
It was
wonder
covered in beer.
you went big your first time because you were clearly
Very
balling.
ambitious
Yeah.
undertaking.
Yeah.
I didn't have a kitchen in college. I had a space for a microwave.
Yep.
It had a hookup. I had a gas hookup in a spot. my kitchen probably had carpet. Like, we didn't know what room it was gonna be. Just.
What's the difference between a porter and a robust porter?
Robust porter is going to be anything.
like
I
it's
think it's
ego.
going to have like your heavy chocolate coffee, big roasty notes to it.
Yeah.
But still going to be smooth. It's not going to be stick to your tongue like a stout would. It's going to be a little more refreshing. And
So what's the difference between a porter and a stout?
they're really
really
similar. Yeah, I like to think of a stout or a porter is kind of like a darker version of like a pale ale.
Okay.
And then a stout is like a darker version of like a brown ale. So a stout, you're going to get a little more malt. You should get a little more roast to it. A porter ultimately should be a little more refreshing.
And we give them a discount. The leagues get discount on the beer.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
All right, so if you got a league or you're trying to start
You
one,
guys get a league going for us.
oh well, now there's gonna be a lot of film that shows that I don't belong.
I feel like I get better the drunker I get with
don't.
bowling.
I just know
you
people
what I mean?
get
like I feel like
worse.
it's like with beer pong and bowling and sex. Like I'm better the little drunker I get. You know what I mean? Like, but there's a sweet spot, just like with all of it, like where it's like you're good and then you're just bad. You're just terrible. It's
you
just
get over
sloppy.
That'll be our bar at the Craft Beer Strip Club, the Sweet Spot.
So to me, this is like the quintessential American IPA, late 90s, early 2000s. But I think it's a style that's coming back because I think people they want more flavor out of their beers, and this beer is full of flavor.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
That is malty. I like the malt in there. Like that's not.
Yeah. It reminds me of like old Dogfish Head beers or like the Founder's Red's Rye or Red Hook. I don't even think you get that anymore, but yeah, kind of those just where the malt needed to balance out the bitterness of the hops a lot more. It was more of a use in a utilitarian way. Now we use hops completely for flavor, but this is almost when hops were used for more logistical purposes.
I mean, there's a little citrus in there, but not like
Yeah, the
crazy.
Cascade Centennial, you're gonna get some of that like citrusy flavor, but I think it's just so well balanced with the bitterness that it becomes part of it as opposed to being the featured flavor.
So do you like dry hop?
We'll dry hop those, yeah. That definitely got dry hopped with some Cascade Centennial to help give it that extra little bit of hop aroma.
So what is a bittering hop? But like
In all beers, regardless of style, hops added towards the beginning part of a boil are added for bittering. Hops added towards the final part of the boil are added for flavor and aroma. So pretty much every single beer has some amount of bittering hops. Beers that tend to either be smoother or tend to have very, hop forward, like the New England beers and stuff of the day, they pretty much put all the hops in towards the end of the boil, and they're not putting any towards the beginning, just giving flavor and
sitting
aroma.
there, just letting it sit in that bench and just get in there, just get the
Yeah, it's almost like putting a tea bag in there, just get that flavor in there.
So you teabagging the beer.
That's where I exit. See? This is why they had me. That's why I was bowling. 'Cause you gotta watch him. He's gonna take it to a place where you don't want that to be a part of your brand. You don't want to be known as the teabagging brewery.
See, like, that's what they don't call it teabagging because they call it dry
teabagging,
hopping.
all
But we
teabagging is a
know
negative.
You're basically dragging the hops on the face of this beer.
Yes.
You clearly have been helping to develop this for quite some time, and like the city in general, the region is changing all over. So like, where do you see this particular strip of Homestead?
We're trying to get more stores in here. We've started to get restaurants, so we want to kind of mix it up. We're hoping, but we'll see what comes down here. I hear there's 2 new breweries coming in, but it's kind of rumor right now. Voodoo's over there on 9th, right by our apartment project there.
Rock Bottom is down there at Waterfront.
Yeah, Rock Bottom's been there for like a long time, 15 or more years. We love the idea of more breweries because we could be a brewery walk. Yeah, it's basically like a family down here in Homestead trying to promote everyone.
It's Enix and not Enix.
Yes, it is Enix. It confuses people.
Yeah, so
Because we got Phoenix.
You got Phoenix, and then there's like only one N in that bitch. So like, what does Enix mean? Like, why? Like, how
It's the name of a street where my grandfather grew up in Spain.
It's all coming together. So we want to thank you guys for having us out. Great food. I got a food baby. Great beer. Shout out to what y'all doing, man.
Well, thank you guys for having us. I mean, this has been an experience. Definitely be back. Looking forward to having you guys on Fresh Fest. Coming up August 10th. So, we'll see you guys down there.
All right, we're excited, man. Yeah, cheers.
Hey man, thanks for watching the premiere episode of Crafted. If you like it, please give us a thumbs up or leave us a comment.
And if you haven't yet, subscribe to Pittsburgh 365, the home of crafting, to stay up to date with every episode and other Pittsburgh 365 shows.